Hi.
Hi. So a couple nights ago we had dinner at about 9 o'clock or 8:30.
Yeah.
Had a pint of cider.
Had some nice pizzas.
Some nice pizza. Was feeling a little buzzed,
A little buzzed.
nice and relaxed and full stomach. And then you suggested we go for a hike.
We go for a hike.
At 9 o'clock in the night.
We heard there was a cool hot springs nearby. I was thinking like geysers in someplace not too far. They said it was an hour hike. I figured we could do it in 40. So we drove down. We found parking in this place. We kind of walked around for about a half hour.
Walked in people's yards and
yeah. And we couldn't find it. Eventually we decided to check on maps. Apparently you could just follow a single road that we'd been walking on for a little bit, 2 miles to the parking for the hike.
Yeah. But we found it.
We found it. And we're a little tired now. We've done our hike for the day.
Yeah, there were moments there where I just wanted to go back to our Airbnb and crash. But
we figured we'd check it out.
Yeah. Fortunately, Ryan, the youngster, he motivated me to keep going.
Like,
and
this seems cool. Let's go.
Yeah. So we started the hike, and right in front of us was a pretty imposing hill.
Yeah.
And
well, first we found, so it's a 3.2 kilometer hike. We saw this is tall.
I think I immediately said, "Yeah, I'm not doing that."
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did say that.
When we found it, there was a father and his daughter who were also just starting the hike. They weren't sure how long it was, how tall it was. They didn't seem to know much about the hike either.
Seemed about our age.
Yeah. So we snuck past them.
Yeah.
Started ahead of them.
Yeah.
And
but yeah, I had declared I'm not going the whole way.
No.
There's no way I'm going
there's
3.
no way.
No way. Yeah, but let's just walk and see how it goes and
So
we seemed to get a good rhythm going and somehow had energy to do it. I'm not quite sure where that came from. Maybe all the walking we've been doing earlier in the trip, and then the competition began.
The competition.
Yeah. So
we noticed they were doing the hike.
Initially, it was unsaid. I didn't say anything to Ryan. Ryan didn't say anything to me.
But we both knew what was going on.
Yeah, but we were just walking, thinking, well, if the father and daughter are going to do it, then we're going to do it, and we're going to beat them.
We're going to destroy them.
Yes. And then eventually, we built up a little bit of distance ahead of them, and then we actually both acknowledged that that was what we were both thinking at the same time, which didn't come as a big surprise because over the course of this trip, we've found that on almost a frightening level, we think a lot alike. Yeah, like I'll start a sentence and Ryan will finish it, and sometimes it's the most bizarre thing in that how could we possibly be thinking the same thing?
Like the superhero thing.
Yeah, I saw a spire on the top of a church that looked like a knitting needle or something, a long, thin, got pointier at the top, and I mentioned to Ryan, you know
what that's like?
Yeah.
And I was like something that a supervillain would get killed on at the end of a movie.
Which was exactly what I was thinking, which is the most bizarre, random thing, and that we were both thinking that is weird.
Yeah.
And so we acknowledge that it seems like we share a brain at times, which for me, I'm good with, because he's got a far superior brain to mine.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because usually when someone asks, you know what that's like, you say no. But I did know what that was like.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice when we don't get into any conflicts really on the trip. Anyway, we're way off track here. Let's get back to the hike. Yes. So the hike. So we're going, and it was freaking steep. And
it kept getting, we thought we did the uphill, and then there was another uphill.
Yeah, you couldn't see very far ahead of you.
It was all foggy.
And it would go over a bend, but then up. You're thinking, okay, now it'll level out, but then it just kept going up. And it was very rocky as well. And we just kept going. And then eventually the girl's father disappeared, and she caught up to us.
She started. I looked back at one point. She was running.
Yeah.
I was like, she's running.
So maybe she was feeling the competition too, which is weird
was.
because there really wasn't any, but it was entirely in our heads.
Yeah. So we took some shortcuts. She followed us on, but
yeah. So, but eventually we just decided to adopt her, and we talked to her. Because we were freezing her out initially.
We noticed at a certain point she had stayed right behind us for a long time, and we knew she could have passed us, but she didn't So
Yeah, so we found out she was from Chicago, and
she went to Northwestern.
yeah, and so I continued to bitch about the hike and how far it was and how old I am, and we kept going.
We kept going
And,
together. Oh, and it turns out her dad had not initially gone on the trip with her, but he'd flown out like that day before.
He found out that
So,
she had hurt herself minorly on a hike and just decided he's flying out to be with her. So yeah, at one point in the hike, we passed a guy and I thought we've got to almost be there. And some guy said to us that we're halfway there, and I hate him. I still hate him when he said that. To find out we were halfway there
I
when
appreciated it.
I thought we were almost there. That
was very nice
I did
of
not
him to
like
say
that. So, but we kept going, and at one point we thought we were almost there. We thought we saw it, and then we saw
Said a
something that said
sign.
800 meters, and the whole metric system, I don't really get that. So,
You were like, it's not that far.
yeah, so
We're almost there.
I thought, yeah, but it's another about a half mile, and then we got there, and it was like, oh, thank God we're there, and it was beautiful. Now it's about, what, 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get
Still
there.
light out, of course, because it never gets dark here. And then we realized something, that these are hot springs.
Well, Well, first we're like, okay, we got here, we can turn back, and we're like, should we do it? And then it's like, yeah, let's do it. But
yeah, we did not bring swimsuits.
no.
Because, yeah, when we started out, I'm like, there's no way I'm doing this. So why would I possibly think to bring a swimsuit?
Didn't even
But
come to mind.
people were in there, a lot of people, and the girl that we were hiking with, she
Just
immediately,
jumped in there.
you know, stripped off her clothes and had her swimsuit underneath, and she jumped in, and I thought, my God, how good would that feel right now? Because
That
I'm
looks
tired
amazing.
and sore, and it's a hot, it's a hot tub. It's, you know,
We're like, we made it this far.
and so yeah, I looked at Ryan, he looked at me, and we're like, screw it,
Let's do it.
and we went in our boxers, and it was
the most amazing feeling.
it was glorious. It was fantastic. So-
Everything felt okay.
It really did. And so, yeah, we stayed in for probably 15, 20 minutes.
Yep.
And
Healed.
yeah, it felt great when we got out, and we were wet and we didn't have towels.
No.
Um,
But we had extra shirts.
Yes, we had both worn layers, and so we used one of our shirt layers as our towel, and then just didn't put that one shirt back on, and, you know, had wet boxers on.
Under our jeans.
You know, what do you do? And we hiked down, which was a hell of a lot easier than hiking up.
Put on some music. Started sprinkling a little bit, but
Yeah,
we didn't mind.
yeah. We listened to Young the Giant walking down because it was very quiet and peaceful, and
Almost fell several times.
yeah, it was a little slippery. And we were wondering how now as we're walking back, it's like 11,
And
and people are coming up.
way more people
Yeah,
than
which was
we saw on
crazy.
the way up.
So we're wondering if maybe people were going up there to be there at sunset at midnight, which
Or maybe there was a party.
it doesn't really set, but and yeah, when we got back to our car, the parking lot was full, so that was interesting.
That
But
was
yeah,
mind-blowing.
it was awesome. I think it was my favorite part of the trip,
It was my favorite part too. That was
and-
the comedy club.
and didn't cost anything.
Nothing.
So yeah,
Only our well-being.
so good job.